VIP visitor.
It's great to be here in Irving.
Irving Park gets a visit from UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Find out why she wanted to see this monument. Test of skills.
It's a little hot with all this gear on, but it's also fun. It's one of the best parts of the job.
We are at a first-time event where firefighters are racing against the clock and raising money for a cause important to them. Run for a reason.
Words don't even do it justice.
Irving police helped kick off the statewide Special Olympics Summer Games, and we're taking in all the action. Plus the plans to renovate a rec center and the party to celebrate students' generosity. Now on City Source. A ceremony for Memorial Day features music and tributes at Veterans Memorial Park. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandhi. That story's coming up. But first, the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations paid a visit to Irving. Nikki Haley stopped by the Mahatma Gandhi Memorial at Thomas Jefferson Park. Mrs. Haley's parents immigrated from India, and she established a connection with the Indian community locally. We have your look inside an invitation-only event.
It's great to be here in Irving.
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is visiting Irving's Thomas Jefferson Park. For the Indian American dignitary, it's a return visit.
The last time I was here, I saw beautiful land, and now I see what is a beautiful park and memorial.
In 2014, she was part of the group breaking ground on a memorial for Mahatma Gandhi. Construction soon got underway. The Indian American Friendship Council raised $800,000 to make the memorial happen.
This is a gift to the city. Mahatma Gandhi is a world leader who stood for peace and harmony.
It opened in 2015.
Well, the Indian community has really made a nice memorial here for Gandhi, and it brings a lot of the community together by building a memorial like this.
Now this became the largest Gandhi memorial in the country.
It's very important that we embrace diversity here and that we adapt different things from different cultures and provide that for everybody.
I said I would be back.
Ambassador Haley joined leaders in laying flowers at the statue and looking at the memorial's features, which include quotes from accomplished people who drew inspiration from Gandhi. Ambassador Haley spoke to a small group of invited guests.
And when he said, "Be the change you want to see in the world," this is a perfect example of how you can be the change, what that peace means, and in a world that is so divided, and in a country that's sometimes so divided. This is such a nice, peaceful place to remind all of us why we need to work together, why we need to come together.
Now the city of Irving hopes the attention Ambassador Haley is bringing to this park on this day will draw more attention to this memorial and more people will discover what is here.
This is one of the best blessings to the community.
Thomas Jefferson Park is located at 1200 Hidden Ridge Drive. It also features a basketball court, playground, and pond. In our ongoing series, Investing in Our Future, Center Park Recreation Center is getting about $1 million in renovations. People turned out for a meeting at Center to learn more about the planned upgrades and share their input. One big improvement will be noticed as guests enter the rec center. This is what the entry area looks like now, and listen to how it could change.
We're just trying to make it much more friendly. We're looking at the possibility maybe of putting some new lighting in and new graphics, but we're very conceptual right now. We wanted to present to you kind of what we're doing first in terms of floor planning before we go way down the road and start developing too many details.
Other upgrades include new restrooms and locker rooms, and the very classroom they met in could be in for some major changes. It will be the new fitness area.
So one of the things we'd like to do, if the budget allows us, is we'd like to take all of these windows and actually cut into the outside wall and redo that to take them down to the same level, you know, as this window. So you would open it up to a lot more light and really seeing out into the views. And believe it or not, above this ceiling, the roof deck is a wood roof deck. Wow. And so we are pretty confident that we can expose that and put in some light to really open this room up and literally make it look like this without doing something that's going to be really, really expensive.
The goal is to start construction in October. The work could take 6 to 8 months. During that time, the city plans to keep most of the rec center open. Only the part being worked on at the time would be closed. Federal Community Development Block Grant funds are paying for the renovations. A reminder that the Heritage Aquatic Center is closed for the next couple of months. As we reported on our last edition of City Source, crews are doing a lot of resurfacing and tile work on the pools and hot tubs. In addition, the center will get new lighting and a better climate control system. The Heritage Aquatic Center opened in 2003 and has not had any significant upgrades since that time. Most programs normally held at Heritage will be moved to the recently renovated North Lake Natatorium. The Irving Parks Department is taking on a major planning process, and you are invited to get involved. This master plan will include looking at all city parks and recreation centers and figuring out future needs. The theme is Let's Play Irving, and the first of several public meetings will be on Tuesday, June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Heritage Senior Center. In addition to this public meeting, the Parks Department will also be getting input through focus groups and online surveys. Meanwhile, DFW Airport is starting a 10-year project to modernize infrastructure across the airport. The first major project is the refurbishment of runway 17 Center, 35 Center. It handles more arrivals than any other runway at DFW. This is what it could look like when it's finished. It will include new technology, including sensors for detecting the impact of weather. For now, that runway is partially closed. In August, it will have to be fully closed until the project is complete. That's expected around the end of the year. The airport says travelers should not experience significant delays because of the closure. This project will cost about $135 million. A federal grant is paying for some of this DFW Airport project. In economic development news, Payway moved its corporate headquarters from Arizona to Irving. The company received both state and local incentives to make the move. Susan Kamyap got a look inside the offices and the test kitchen.
Irving Chamber of Commerce and City Council members are getting a sneak preview of some new dishes that are set to be released in over 200 Payway restaurants.
We're going to start off with our kale quinoa salad, which is a tested item which we plan to probably launch next year in the springtime.
This research center test kitchen is just one part of Payway's corporate headquarters that just opened in Irving, located on State Highway 161.
Next, we're moving into tom yum soup, which is a traditional Thai soup. We've made it a little bit contemporary. We've added shiitake mushroom and a few other things to accent the coconut broth, make it a little more savory. Next, we're moving into Asian street tacos. So we have two flavors. One is Korean barbecue chicken and the other sweet chili shrimp. And finally, we're going to have some Thai-style donuts. We mix the batter from scratch and fry them to order. They're tossed in a little Vietnamese cinnamon and sugar, served with sweetened condensed milk.
Along with sampling the menu items, the Chamber and City celebrate this new headquarters as an economic win.
We're really excited to welcome Payway's global corporate headquarters home to Irving, Texas.
We've been fortunate to have them in our community for a long time. It's one of my go-to places. It's exciting to see how it really works, and you know, the fact that they broke out on their own and they're a standalone company and that they've chosen Irving is great.
It feels great to be celebrating our new headquarters here. We have had a fantastic experience. We looked around and we looked at several different places. At the end of the day, the DFW area was a clear winner for us. When I met with different people, the people in the city of Irving stood out head and shoulders above everything else that I had seen anywhere.
We believe a secret ingredient to our success is our people. So when you come into Irving, Texas, we are every day rolling up the red tape to roll out the red carpet. When the customer comes in the room, we get to constantly just deliver on their behalf.
We've had fantastic support in everything.
The new headquarters, which currently employs over 60 people, focuses on how to continue making the dining experience at Payway restaurants a good one.
Here we make sure that we have departments that will support every specific function that the restaurants have to carry out.
Whether that's through the data they need to run their business, through the facilities help they need to make sure that the restaurants are operating, everything's clean, everything's new, everything's working.
And next, Payway is looking to grow, adding more restaurants so more people across the country can discover their own favorites.
Our kids love the orange chicken. I was sharing with Jay, maybe a little too much.
We look forward to their new products.
Products with an Asian inspiration that also have ties to Irving. Susan Kamyap for CitySource.
In other news, a runoff election for City Council's single-member District Place 6 will take place on Saturday, June 16th. Early voting is set for June 4th through 12th at City Hall, the Irving Arts Center, and the Valley Ranch Library. Election Day, as I mentioned, is June 16th. The City Secretary's office can answer election questions. That number is 972-721-2493. A month-long focus by the Irving Fire Department drew attention to brain cancer. Cancer of many different types is a concern to the department. According to the International Association of Firefighters, firefighters are diagnosed with cancer at a rate 5 times that of the general population. A new event aims to draw attention to this issue and raise some money. 8 teams of firefighters are putting their skills to the test in timed competitions.
Firefighters, I mean, that's one thing I love is competition. They're very competitive.
They are here at the recently opened Irving Grand Prairie Joint Fire Training Facility for a new event.
Today, we're doing our first annual Irving Firefighter Challenge for brain cancer awareness.
More on that cause in a minute. But first, this challenge starts with running up a stair tower.
If we're doing high-rise buildings, if we're doing a rescue or in a fire, that gives us great durability, stamina.
From there, they go through several other steps on the tower before the action moves back to the ground, taking a hose to knock over a cone. Stephanie Bouillon of Garland is the only female competitor.
It's about 120, 140 pounds, depending on how much pressure is behind it. Once you put all your stuff on it, it gets a little heavy. My gear weighs about as half of my body weight.
The action is tougher to see at the Rapid Intervention Crew Challenge. Their job is to get inside and find a fire victim.
It's smoked out where they can't see. They'll be in full gear, breathing air.
It's very dark in there. It's a lot of by feel, by sound.
By participating, these firefighters are doing more than keeping their skills sharp.
Happy that we could be a part of this and support this great cause.
This is the first time that the Irving Fire Department has put on a fundraiser for us.
The event is raising money for the Nick Gonzalez Foundation for Brain Cancer Research.
Nick, what can I say? Loved life, loved his family.
It's so hard as a mother, not to recall without crying. But Nick was 28 years old and he was diagnosed 29 when I lost him.
He worked as an aerospace engineer and dismissed early symptoms as perhaps sinus issues.
That was the worst thing that he could have done because 4 to 5 months passed and the tumor was allowed to grow. Early detection, early treatment. If it had been a stage 1, stage 2, we might still have him here.
Nick's story and the work of the foundation stoked interest with Irving's fire chief.
Of course, my life's personally affected by brain cancer with my wife dealing with it now, but not only is my personal life impacted, but my professional life is as well. Firefighters are exposed to over 84,000 chemicals. The common house fire just has an enormous amount of chemicals.
With hazards specific to the job adding to those in the general population, the goal of this event is about more than raising money. What's the good you hope will come from this?
Well, the main thing is more awareness so that the firefighters in their respective fire department capacities are more conscientious.
Anything to bring cancer to the front on firefighters. When 1 of every 3 firefighters in their lifetime will contract cancer. That's the high numbers that we have. And with testicular cancer being the leader.
So firefighters are taking on these challenges. Challenges that can enhance their fitness, refine their skills, and raise some money.
It's a good time. This one's even more fun because for a good cause.
We try to stay active with the community and let them know what we do.
And organizers hope to build on this first-time event and get more departments involved.
We think it's going to grow into a really big event.
We're just grateful for the exposure. It affects more families than you would think.
Neat event there, and the Nick Gonzalez Foundation has raised about $400,000 over the last decade. Now, on a much lighter note, we have the results of another fundraiser. Students at Townley Elementary School collected more than any other campus competing in the Police Special Olympics Penny Drive. So officers awarded them with an ice cream party. You can see it was also, again, a time to dance and check out emergency vehicles. The annual Penny Drive raises money to support the statewide Special Olympics Summer Games.
This school alone raised a little over $9,300. Collectively, all our schools, which are amazing, Irving Independent School District, collectively we raised over $30,000 in penny drives and t-shirt sales just in the schools over the 5-week period.
You can see more of this celebration at the end of today's show. But first, we want to get to those Special Olympics Summer Games. There, we caught up with Irving police officers and other volunteers to see how they were getting involved. It gets pretty loud as teams in O'Maverick Stadium in Arlington for the statewide Special Olympics Summer Games.
Turn it up!
And for some of these participants, that's the best part.
The crowd, when it gets all noisy.
I think the best part is when they call the team name out.
It's fantastic. We've got about 4,000 athletes that come out to the summer games, and so it's really great to see everybody out there together.
Law officers from across Texas play a big role in this opening ceremony. And earlier, they took over the track for the Law Enforcement Torch Run. It recognizes law enforcement being the top fundraiser for Special Olympics Texas.
Seeing all the athletes out here participating, seeing everybody, just all the smiles, the tears that we saw running in, man, that moves your heart.
This is my first year involved with the Special Olympics, and it's great to see this event culminate and actually see the athletes and what our efforts go towards.
It's all about the kids and the families and watching them, and they're all saying thank you. It makes it so much worth it.
Through school penny drives and other fundraisers, Irving police raised a lot.
This year, in a 5-week period, doing our penny drive and t-shirt sales, primarily at our schools, we raised over $30,000.
You know, obviously the money's a big part of what we do, because without the money, the Special Olympians don't get to compete and come to the games. Beyond that, the camaraderie that this creates, the goodwill that this creates, the ability to really connect with our community and get our community support is tremendous.
Law enforcement, you're the spine that opens and supports every category for us.
Set! As the games get underway and we watch the action on the track, there is a big concern this year.
The high humidity and the 97 degrees is going to take its toll.
Some faces familiar to the Irving Fire Department.
I can't imagine a better way to spend 3 days.
Join paramedic students in responding to medical emergencies. We were there early in the day, and it was not long before the heat started causing issues. This runner will be okay, but no one wants to take a chance in this heat.
That does bring out a lot of underlying conditions in these special needs athletes, so we have to start watching for a lot of other things, and that usually makes us pretty busy.
The medical team needs to stay in touch because events are spread out across the University of Texas at Arlington campus.
I can actually reach via radio our medics over in that basketball facility instantly, and a lot of that really is because Irving is so gracious that every year they bring the mobile command vehicle out here.
That vehicle helps facilitate radio communications and is also here in case of any public safety issues.
Y'all do good. Anyone else need more water?
Beyond the trained teams, many other volunteers are also working with the Special Olympians.
That's my job, is keep them hydrated after they run in this heat to make sure they have plenty of fluids in their system. Who else needs water?
Right after their runs, they get under the shade and get drinks to cool off as much as they can.
Thank you, sweetheart. You did awesome.
Several of the region's major employers also send groups to cheer on the athletes.
It makes us feel good just to come and help because we're a part of it. The heat is okay. It's worth it. The heat is nothing compared to the smiles.
The work of all of these volunteers helps Special Olympians focus on the games. Games that can bring big benefits.
It's a tremendous thing. They build confidence. They're part of a team.
It's great. He looks forward to this every year. This is like the biggest event for him, is coming to these games and competing.
I don't stop. It's just getting outside, getting moving, being with their friends, and being in a positive, nurturing environment.
An environment where everyone, from athletes to fans and fundraisers, can come out winners.
And we live in a world of negativity, and this really brings everything together.
So many inspiring stories out there. Catch up on any police stories you may have missed. Look for the playlist at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Now to a special tribute to those who died in service to the country.
At the home of the brave.
This is the City of Irving's Memorial Day ceremony hosted by the Veterans Memorial Park Committee. As you heard, it started with patriotic music from the Silvertones and then continued with special speakers in the auditorium of the former Central Library.
Glad to be here. True freedom, as many who have gone before us have discovered, is not always to do as we like. It's to do as we ought.
Then the observance moved to Veterans Memorial Park. That's where people watched a special wreath-laying ceremony and took in the park's growing number of exhibits. Veterans Memorial Park is open year-round, and it's located right next to the former Central Library. And when people think patriotism, they might think Independence Day. The city is getting ready for its annual celebration. A parade will start at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, July 4th and wind through the Heritage District. The city's Parks Department is accepting applications right now for groups interested in participating in the parade. Those applications are on the city website. And that parade is followed by a reception in Heritage Park. Evening activities kick off at 6 in the Urban Center with live music, water slides, and more. A fireworks show will launch from the middle of Lake Carolyn. And another big event is coming up even before that one. Canal Fest is described as a celebration of world cultures and the diversity of Irving's population. Attendees can enjoy dance, music, food, and art representative of cultures around the world. 3 stages will offer entertainment. Canal Fest is Saturday, June 9th from 2 until 10 p.m. along the Mandalay Canal in the Las Colinas Urban Center. Admission is free. Parking is $10. IrvingEvents.org has a lot more info, including the list of food vendors and schedule of entertainers. And with that, it's time now for our Pets of the Week. Here's Brett at the Animal Care Campus.
Hello everyone, I'm Brett Wheeler alongside with Michael Whiteside for this week's Pets of the Week. And today we have Mary and Cody. And was this Mary right here?
This is Mary.
What's going on?
This is Mary here. She's the kisser of the two. Mary and Cody have been together since they were about 1 year old. They're about 6 now. And these two are a bonded pair. They've been together about 5 years. They were surrendered by their owner because he couldn't afford to care for them anymore.
Now talk about the importance of keeping these two together. I mean, you say bonded pair. What exactly does that mean?
Well, you know, they're very used to being around each other. When we're out playing or in the kennels, you can see that Cody really kind of looks out for Mary, and Mary kind of looks to Cody for guidance a lot. We just can't imagine them doing well by themselves.
All right, Michael, so now we have another big dog here. Tell me about her.
This is Brownie. She's about 3 years old. She is probably a retriever pit bull mix. As you can tell, even at 3 years old, she's still very much puppy-like. She's got a lot of energy. She loves to go out and play. She is a little uncertain around other dogs, although when she initially came into the shelter, she was actually sharing a kennel with another dog, and they got along fine. But there have been instances where she seems a little unsure, so she's probably going to want to be, it's going to be best to have her as the only pet or someone that has some really good training skills to teach her how not to react to other pets.
All right, Michael, so we have some 3 cute little kittens here. Tell me about them.
The 3 we have over here are Meowie, Minnie Mouse, and Sharkbait. Not sure where those names came from, but they're brand new to us today. They're only about 2 months old, so they're going to be going home pretty soon. But, you know, I wanted to show off the kittens because we are getting right into the heart of kitten season right now. So we're going to have a ton of kittens coming in, cats coming in, and we're going to be really full pretty quickly. So that usually in June, and this June, as always, we're going to be having a special on cats. So any kittens like this size up to 1 year old are going to be $50 to adopt, and cats 1 year and older will be free to adopt.
That sounds like a great program, Michael, and make sure to check out for those events coming up. Back to you, Thomas.
All right, thanks a lot, Brett. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, you can check out the websites you see on the screen for more adoptable animals. Irving is getting new basketball courts thanks to a charity that has an incredible story behind it. That story next time on City Source. Also, some Irving residents are competing to be on HSN. See the event where they are making the pitch and learning more about running successful businesses. And puppies from Canine Companions for Independence visit a senior living facility. See some of the great moments next time. Remember, you can always email us to let us know what you think. Our address is ictn@cityofirving.org. You can also find us at youtube.com/thecityofirving. Subscribe to our channel so you can get notifications and be among the first to see our videos. Also, give us some likes while you're there. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more of the celebration at Townley Elementary for winning the Penny Drive Challenge. Thanks to everyone who is a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.